All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin. I'm your host, Tone Vays, as usual. Let me move the audio there. And we're going to the charts. I always do this at the worst time, right around the time that Cafe Bitcoin starts on Twitter Spaces. And I would really like to join that. So we're going to do a quick rundown. I'm not going to get caught in any political discussions today. Back in the United States, Panama was great. Panama's always great. So let's look at the chart. Weekly chart. The weekly chart has pulled back right off the 200-week moving average. That is not a good sign at all. And we've started off this week on a down note. This week really needs to be a green candle. If current week is not a green candle, I think Bitcoin is in trouble going into end of summer. Moving averages are starting to look very bad. Have we ever had the short-term moving average below the 200 week? We have never had that. Guys, this bear market, relatively speaking, is potentially the worst one Bitcoin has ever had. Quickly dropping 80-90% and then recovering is actually better than the current situation. We've never had this moving average fall below this moving average. And based on how steeply it is falling, I'm not sure how it's going to avoid it, but maybe we'll get lucky. This is not a very long-term moving average. I think it's only a 9-period moving average. No, it is the 20. That is the 20. That is substantial. We've never had the 20 go below the 200 in Bitcoin's entire history. That's not good. Not good at all. Our allocation chart. I did not rush into any more bullish trades. I had to wait for the moving averages to cross over. I needed the price to prove to me that it was able to break out past $22,500, and it was not able to do so. So we are going back down. I am not going to short Bitcoin. I probably should have put a short label on it many times. I tried a couple of times and it was just poorly timed. So I'm just going to wait and try to catch the perfect dip. Before I go on, I will make it to Mining Disrupt. I will be on my way to the financial summit. So I will be at Mining Disrupt for a couple of days and then head off to financial summit. I'll have a code for you to sign up soon. I just spoke to them yesterday. They're going to have me moderate a panel. I did it last time as well. So that should be fun. Oh, my moderators just sent me something. All right, I'll read that in a minute. If you want to support my work, please check out the educational videos. The prices are fairly low. And if you're interested in the MRI, you just go to Products and Services, MRI Indicator. We are getting together in the Dominican Republic. So you guys really want to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And the reason is either today or tomorrow, since we do have some extra rooms, and we're probably going to have a few extra rooms in this castle going into the event, I am strongly considering giving away, it's not going to be a raffle, giving away a free entry to the financial summit. We're not going to pay for your flights. You are responsible for getting there on your own, but it's pretty much $1,000 all-inclusive room that you could get. So look for that tweet. You will have to, well, besides the fact that you need to follow us, I'm only going to do it if we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1,000 followers on Instagram. Those are our goals. And you would have to follow the Twitter handle, of course, like, retweet, all that stuff, but also reply as to why you deserve that room. 5 nights, all-inclusive resort in the Dominican Republic. So I am going to give it away. I would love to get some traction. I would love to get some more followers. So let's see if that helps. 1,000. We really want 1,000 subscribers. We don't want to lose this YouTube channel. So we need 1,000 subscribers. So follow us and keep an eye on that tweet. Here is that horizontal channel I've been telling you about. I was very skeptical that Bitcoin was going to break the top of this channel. I know there is a green line drawn here, but those of you that watch this show know that I said that we need multiple candles. We need to close above it, and then we have a shot at making it to the 50-period moving average on a daily scale. But I expected us to get rejected right here in the channel. And now let's see if Bitcoin can handle the bottom of the channel. Because if we go all the way to the bottom of this channel, we're probably going to break lower. I really wanted to stay away from the political discussion, but my good friend Mechanic just sent me something that I'm probably going to read. And then I'm going to try my best not to curse out Lithuania. But at current rate, there probably won't be a Lithuania to curse out in a year or two. So we'll see how that goes. So hourly chart, not very interesting. I don't know what really happened this morning. Looks like that's around market open. Market open always has high volatility, which is why I never trade market open. You can see it by the Bitcoin candle. We're going to look at it on the correlation chart. As long as Bitcoin's going down, I don't expect GBC premium to GBC discount to rise. Oil is going down, a little surprising. The strength at the end of last week's candle made me assume that we are going to go higher on the price of oil, but looks like that is not happening as well. So we will see where that one goes. All right, gold. Well, since that deposit of gold was discovered in Uganda, gold's been on a pretty heavy decline, and it broke this upwards trend. So I'm not expecting much out of gold. Man, the markets are not doing well. Stock market still has a chance. We are at support. Today is like the last day the stock market could have a little bit of a downfall. If the stock market is falling tomorrow and the next day, I am anticipating lower lows. But as I've been saying all year long, I do not expect Biden to be president. Well, I have a bet that says Biden is not going to be president when in the beginning of 2024. Remember, the election is at the end of 2024. So I always expected, since Biden's win in the election, and I use the term win very loosely, of course, I did not expect him to be president for 4 years. I only expected him to be president somewhere between 2 and 3 years. And it looks like he may not be president for full 2 years, though I'm not sure if Kamala is any better. But one of them, I believe, is going to go sooner than later. And we'll see what happens. Man, the political channel would be incredible right now. Just reviewing the Hunter Biden's, oh God, like cell phone, and oh, it's crazy. So someone sent me this this morning, said, hey, Tone, if you want to look at Bitcoin dominance, you want to look at it through this formula. So that's the formula. It's actually a lot simpler than that. You don't need to type crypto cap. I just typed BTC divided by parentheses, total minus USDT minus USDC. And I guess this is Bitcoin versus shitcoins without the tether stuff, without the stable coins. And it looks like we have a nice uptrend. But this is not enough. This really needs to be in the 90 range. If it's not in the 90 range, then, you know, markets are still crazy. Hey guys, if the MRI is interesting to you, you definitely want to try this service, the MRI notification service, tradingmri.com, for a free trial, and it notifies you of any asset that is hitting MRI lows. It is, I don't know what I'm doing next year with my life, basically. But I promise you there's going to be so many changes, not only to the YouTube channel, but to all of my businesses. There's going to be massive changes. I'm going to probably take the month of December to relax and decide what I really want to do. And massive changes are coming next year. And I'll probably be utilizing this service and trading. That's one option. That also means a lot less YouTube. Okay, let me, where was I going? Oh yeah, I was going to look at the dollar. The dollar is skyrocketing because the euro is imploding. It's about damn time. So we are witnessing the euro go to parity. And the last time the euro was this low, I'm going to extend this all the way back. Man, I got to go to a monthly chart here. The last time the euro was below parity was in 2002. Wow. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. Man, I spent all night on the plane. Hope I didn't catch COVID for the third time. I'm like definitely stuffy today. But it could also be allergies. The United States is not my ideal place to be for good breathing. Man, I breathe so much better down in Panama. Whenever I'm down in Latin America, just breathe so much better than the United States. Okay, so the other currency we keep an eye on is the Russian ruble. We can look at the Japanese yen. It's not very relevant, but still rising. Turkish lira, still devaluing. And the Russian ruble, monthly chart. I was doing analysis on a Russian-speaking channel yesterday. And let's see. I do think the ruble is going to strengthen. Oh, one more thing on Twitter. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, now that we have about 100 more people joining us, I will be giving away one spot to the financial summit. It is an all-inclusive room. You get the room, you get food, you get drinks, and you get to hang out with us at the financial summit. So keep an eye on the financial summit Twitter handle. We are 3 weeks away. I really want to get traction. I want people to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. So I will send out a tweet saying you have to follow us on these channels. And once YouTube gets 1,000 subscribers and Instagram gets 1,000 followers, but that one is easier. It'll be hard for YouTube to get 1,000. We will pick someone that gives us a good argument to the tweet as to why they deserve a room at the financial summit. Like, what can you bring to the summit? I know what I'm offering you guys. You can watch the videos. That's what we're offering. But what are you offering for that free room? What kind of value can you bring to the high net worth individuals, traders, investors, hedge funds? What value can you add to the financial summit? And we will pick someone that can make the best argument for giving us the best value. I'm not going to be the final decider on this. There are other people involved. Don't put it all on me if you don't get selected. But we are going to give away one room, all inclusive. It's worth about $6,000, at least. The event's $9,000, but your room is about $1,000 a night, and it's 5 nights. Okay, why did I go to Twitter? So yesterday morning, I remembered that Seyfeddin Ammous and myself called out the bullshit that Celsius was doing all the way back in 2019, early 2019, over 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now. We called out Mashinsky on camera. And I remembered it, and I Googled it, and I found this picture, and I found these tweets. And I just sent off an email, Twitter, saying, hey, I would love to find this video somewhere. And then I myself actually started looking for it. And like an hour later, I found the interview, and I tweeted it out. I don't do a great job on my Twitter, which is why I have terrible engagement. But within 1 hour of me tweeting it, Richard, I'm not sure if Richard and I have met in person, actually tweeted it properly and got a lot more engagement. And then people are sending me Richard's tweet reminding me of this. And I'm like, yes, guys, I'm the one that released the video. You can look at the timestamps. But Richard, shout out. Thanks for spreading the word. You did a way better job than me. Letting people know. The whole debate is like 7 minutes. He cut like 3 minutes out of it, 3.5, and posted it in a more easier digestible way. So that was pretty cool. So thank you for that. But yeah, this video was kind of lost. No one really watched it. It was from a conference that caters to a lot of shit coins. This thing had like almost no views until I tweeted it out like yesterday. It has 19,000 views now, but I think a lot of that is like in the last 24 hours. I don't really remember how many it had before, but it wasn't much. It might have been half that. I'm not sure, but yeah. So there's a lot of comments from in the last 24 hours. When you kind of tell, right, the majority of the comments. Oh no, some of these are a year ago. So yeah, so check that out as well. All right, I'm gonna read Lex's comment, and I'm gonna try not to get stuck in a political discussion. So let's see what Lex just wrote me. Lithuania thumbs nose at Russia, announces expanded restrictions on transit to Kaliningrad. Goods subject to sanctions from Monday include concrete, wood, alcohol, and industrial chemicals. If you really want to start a war with Russia, you really want to cut off Russians from alcohol. That is, man. Vilnius, I have no idea what Vilnius is. Is that the dumb president of Lithuania? Banned the delivery of a number of goods to Kaliningrad, about 50% of all cargo. Russia demanded to unblock the message. Okay. The response may be a complete ban on the import-export, the European Union has promised to review sanctions on the transit of goods to Kaliningrad region, but there are no results. Well, the European Union is a grossly bureaucratic administration that is borderline Marxism. Russia has said repeatedly that without a solution from the EU counterparts, Russia would create a solution, which would, as an unavoidable consequence, but not the goal. Okay, so real quick on Lithuania. Okay, me being half Ukrainian, I do feel absolutely horrible about what's happening in Ukraine right now. And it's probably a matter of when. I also have ties to Lithuania, me personally. I used to spend my summers in Lithuania when I was a kid. My grandma is buried in Lithuania, in Latvia, not Lithuania. My grandma is buried in Riga, Latvia. I am probably not going to make it to Honey Badger in Latvia. I really don't want to be in Latvia when Russia decides to go right through that country in order to wipe Lithuania off the face of the earth. And I honestly will not feel bad for Lithuania. I won't. I'm saying it right now on this channel. If you are going to do something this stupid to put your citizens in danger, I know that Europe and the US did everything they could in order to get the people of Russia to overthrow the Russian dictatorship. I would, you know what, let me not say something that will get my channel banned. If the people of Lithuania are not, there's two things the Lithuanians should be doing right now. One, changing a policy that is going to get them killed, or getting the F out of Dodge. If you are a Lithuanian that values your life, which clearly very few Lithuanians do at the moment, and you have enough money to buy a plane ticket or a train ticket, won't be a train to Kaliningrad because you've cut off trains to it. Baltic states are in NATO. Neither myself nor the country of Russia gives a flying F whether Lithuania is in NATO. So if you are living here and you want to continue to possibly be alive, you may want to get the hell out. It's not going to end well for you. It's really not. Tone's idea of peace is to give Russia whatever it wants. No, not whatever it wants. I'm sure Russia wouldn't mind global domination. What Russia wants is to get goods from their own country to their own country. And if they are unable to do that, then the country that is in their way will no longer exist. If you are in a cage with a lion, and you don't have a weapon to kill that lion, and you are in the lion's way to get food because you are a tough bodybuilder, and you're going to be in a cage with a lion, preventing that lion from getting his steak, and you have no weapon to kill that lion. That is what Lithuania is doing. So I don't feel bad for the idiot that goes into a lion cage and decides to stand there preventing the lion from getting his food. And you can go cry on the global media how the lion ate half of you and somehow you managed to stay alive. you'll get a lot of sympathy. Not on this channel, but you'll get a lot of sympathy. Guys, I can't explain why Russia does certain things and it doesn't do other things. I can't explain why Russia said it's okay for. I can take a guess, but I will say that Putin and people around Putin, like Lavrov, are a hell of a lot smarter than me. So if they are doing something, it is probably. You'll know eventually why it was done that way, right? Like, I know I am smarter than Joe Biden. That, well, at his current mental state, we can debate whether 40 years ago, Vays was or wasn't smarter than Joe Biden. That's easy. That's a joke, okay? At no point in my life was I smarter than Putin. So I have no explanation as to why Russia does certain things. I don't read that much about it, but you really want to be careful and listen to what they say. Guys, I would love to reach Joe Rogan and go on a show, but it's a lot harder than you think. He had a few scammers like Vitalik. Well, Vitalik has millions of followers. I don't. Trust me, if there's one thing the United States government has proved in the last 12 months is that there's no reason to be scared of NATO. They literally just proved that. Between Afghanistan and Ukraine, the US government proved there's no reason to be scared of NATO. So sooner or later, one of these NATO countries is going to piss Russia off enough, and shit's really going to hit the fan. And I don't want that. I don't want a full-blown Europe war. I don't want World War III. I don't want nukes flying around, which is why I am urging people in Lithuania to get their shit together, not to get the rest of us killed. Again, you don't have to love the lion to get the F out of his way if he wants to get some food. There's a difference between, love for that lion and respect what that lion can do to your body. Like I said, I hope everyone is very familiar with what the Lithuanian flag looks like, because it's about to replace the Ukrainian flag on all the Twitter handles. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Lex Friedman doesn't understand Bitcoin. If he had Vitalik Buterin on his show, he wouldn't understand Bitcoin, because Vitalik never understood Bitcoin. If he did, he wouldn't have built Ethereum. No, Lithuania themselves decided to stop Russian transit. No, it was Lithuania. The EU told them not to do it, but they did it. Like I said, Lithuania could be playing 4D chess. Lithuania could be like secretly hoping that the European Union cancels all sanctions on Russia so that they would allow rail traffic again from Russia to Russia. But that's a dangerous game to play. And Latvia is caught in the middle because in order for Russia to get to Lithuania, they will have to go through either Latvia or Belarus. Now, Belarus will let them go there, but it's not convenient for Russia to attack Lithuania through Belarus. One of the reasons why Russia is having so much success is because they can directly resupply their armed forces. It will be very difficult for Russia to directly resupply their military action in Lithuania because they have to go through another country, even though that country is a friend. So the simplest path, if they're already invading a NATO nation, they might as well just take all three of them. But why the hell would they want Estonia? Their economy just collapsed. So, but taking Estonia would give them all this maritime land, like all this ocean would now be Russia. So if they're already going to attack a NATO nation and all the NATO nations are going to get together, they might as well take them all. And it'll be a lot easier to take all three of these than even half of Ukraine. All three of these combined is smaller than half of Ukraine. They have a lot smaller military than Ukraine. And anyway, I in my entire life, I've never seen such global stupidity. I mean, I remember, having drills to hide in bunkers in the 1980s in case there was a nuclear war. Not that that would have helped much, but so I remember school drills. This was back in the Soviet Union. I remember school drills, what to do in case the alarm goes off that we're in a nuclear war. And the situation now is a lot worse because people in charge are way dumber now than they were back then. Bitcoin should be over 100,000 by the time the next halving comes around. If it's not, then we're in serious trouble. All right, I'm done with this. Lithuania is just off the charts. There are no NATO troops in the Baltics. I don't know if that's true or not. I think there are some. Not much. There will be no military resistance. If Russia decides to go in, it's not going to be like Ukraine. But but look at how much shelling is happening in Ukraine. This is really bad because if Russia needs to go into the NATO countries, they're going to stop playing nice with Ukraine. They're just going to destroy all the infrastructure and just let the people starve. Because they're going to need that military up there. They just don't care about Finland and Sweden anymore. Russia can't fight the entire world. They don't have that good of a military. They can't fight Finland, Sweden, the Baltics, and Ukraine at the same time. They can't do that. So they have to pick and choose battles. And Lithuania they're all in trouble. Like I have friends in Latvia, I have friends in Estonia. If I was living here, I would get the hell out. I would get out. I would get out. It's very noble to fight for your country, but when your politicians are this dumb, I wouldn't fight for them. I wouldn't fight for them. Good luck taking on NATO. Well, there's no luck involved. If Russia doesn't defend their own people, then they look weak in the eyes of the world. It's not about luck. It's about being cornered and doing what you have to do. It's a dangerous situation indeed. Yeah, it is. It is dangerous. Yeah, I'm sure Poland would love another war in their country. Right? Poland and Romania. See, if Russia does take these countries, the Baltics, and Ukraine, where is the war going to be? Either we all die, or the war is going to be in Poland and in Romania. And you know what can stop that war? Being in Poland and in Romania? Poland and Romania getting the hell out of NATO. That would actually stop the war from being in their country. And now the war can take place in Germany. Not like that's never happened before either, right? I mean, Russia wants this war as far away from their soil as possible. As long as they can move troops, as long as they directly can resupply troops. I don't think Russia can fight any war with any country like the US does and like across the world. Russia will only fight if it borders their land so they can resupply. They're not a naval power. They don't have a powerful navy. So, which countries want a war with Russia on their soil? Is it going to be these three? Is it going to be Poland? Is it going to be Romania? NATO either helps the security of your nation or it hurts the security of your nation. NATO in the Baltics is hurting the security of their nation. Because if they were not in NATO, then the war on their soil is unlikely. Every time I say I don't want a political discussion, it's what happens, political discussion. All right, guys, I'm done. Lithuanian government is almost as insane as the United States government. And the sooner both of these governments get unelected and replaced by someone better, the world's in serious trouble. Let's see which direction UK goes. UK can go in a stupider direction now that Boris Johnson's gone. Let's see who's next. Who's next? France maybe next. Man, I say 50% of European leaders would be gone and replaced before Putin is. Russia won in Afghanistan, question mark. Did the US win in Afghanistan? Also, how do you define winning? There's no winning. It's a war. I don't really want Trump in 2024. I'll vote for him, but I think DeSantis would be better. As far as I know, Russia and Azerbaijan are on very good terms. So there's no reason for them to take Azerbaijan if they're on good terms. If Azerbaijan decides to do something stupid, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They did it to Georgia. I wouldn't be surprised if Russia took Georgia. Georgia is sending a lot of their military into Ukraine to fight Russia. That pisses off Russia. Again, you're going to smack around that lion in the cage, hungry or not, you're in trouble. Yeah, feel free to look up my net worth. It's not high. Do you guys know how big Ukraine is? I mean, Russia could have wiped Ukraine off the face of the earth if they wanted to kill everybody. They have the weapons, they have the rockets, they have the missiles, they have tactical nukes. What will have to happen in the US for you to decide to remain in America beyond 2025? I don't want to say a Republican winning because most Republicans are terrible also. A major regime change in the US. So there's like 5 or 6 people, like every single Democrat was for lockdowns. So obviously it has to be a Republican to win the presidency and take over the House and take over the Senate. I don't agree with all Republican views, of course, but it has to be anti-lockdown, anti-COVID president in 2024. And there's really only 2 of them, Rand Paul, DeSantis. Trump was too pro-lockdowns. Trump's too pro-vaccines. So I would need DeSantis or Rand Paul or Ron Paul, though he's getting old. Or, I don't know, maybe Christian Nome. I don't know. Somebody. Yeah, I think Trump made a lot of mistakes. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you all on the next one. I should make a TikTok for Financial Summit and post short vids. Well, I'm trying, right? Like, there's only so much we can do. We're barely keeping up with our Instagram. I mean, this stuff is expensive. I literally don't have a team anymore, right? It just got too expensive. This bear market's been brutal. I am considering retirement. Oh yeah, if my net worth is the same as Roger Vere's, we'll never hear from Roger Ver again. What I currently do right now, I will not be able to maintain it going forward because it costs a lot of money. But follow us. I will be giving away a free spot to the Financial Summit. If anyone takes it, it will be like $1,000 a night room with food and everything. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. It's not doing well. I don't like where it is right now. So we'll see where it goes. All right, thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Hopefully there is a next one, because Lithuania is really trying to create a serious war. El Salvador is an option. At the moment, I like Panama and Mexico as better options, but El Salvador is an option. We'll see. Bitcoin price needs to go up. If Bitcoin price stays down, El Salvador is not going to work out, because I don't think the Bukele's family will be in will continue to be president if Bitcoin price continues to fall. But yeah, any country in Latin America, I just hate the fact that they're electing communists now, like Colombia. That's not good. Colombia just elected a Marxist. Brazil might elect a Marxist. That's a problem, serious problem. I prefer capitalism. I prefer capitalism over Marxism. Whether it's a liberal democracy, republic like the US, whether it's the structure of Dubai and the UAE, I will always choose capitalism over communism. So I consider Republicans to be more pro-capitalism and Democrats to be more pro-communism. Something I took a while to learn, because I did vote for Obama. First time. Then I learned my lesson. So that's the only reason why I'm more pro-Republican. I don't agree with a lot of their views. They're also very pro-war, but I will always choose the more capitalist leader over a more socialist communist leader. Yeah, El Salvador has got a long way to go. Long way to go. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you all on the next one.